Okay, we're here in the port of Laem Chabang in Thailand. This is where you would port if you were going to Bangkok, and we went there the day before. You'll see there's some tour buses there going to Bangkok. This was day 2. We were in for much less time, so we decided to do a celebrity tour, which we don't normally do. We normally do private ones, going to Pattaya, which was closer. It was just a little bit tight on the schedule, so we wanted to play it safe and not miss the ship leaving in a country like this. The day before, we did a private tour, so I wanted to show you. So yesterday when you were doing a private tour, you had to come up here to go to these little shuttle bus that would take you to the front of the port so you could pick up your private tours. You'll see it on the right hand side there. You'll notice on this day it is completely empty, the line, and I'm about to show you the video from the day before to show you that there are a lot of people that do private tours on these ships. Not everybody does ship tours. Today a lot more did because we weren't in port for very long. All these people are doing a private tour this morning or just making their way into town for whatever reason, but you could not walk. This was the day before, this was the line. So as you can see, it was a lot busier the day before. We're going to go across that bridge and then to get to the front. And I'll just show you briefly what you would do when you got to the front. But again, if you're doing a ship tour, you'll be on one of these blue buses, which is what we did. So I'm just showing you the video we took the day before when we actually went to Bangkok, and we got a private tour. But after that, we'll pretend we got on one of them blue buses and we'll continue and show you what we did in Pattaya on this day, which is much closer to the port than Bangkok. Bangkok's a couple of hours drive. So when you get to the front of the port, it'll be a mob scene just like this, with all the private tour guides holding your names up, trying to find you so they could take you off on your tour. Anyway, so we are now back on the bus from Celebrity. This is an official tour. We are in Pattaya. I just specifically wanted to show you this because that electric cabling is crazy. Could you imagine if anything goes wrong? I just couldn't stop looking at it. It's so complex. I don't know how you'd find a break in the, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, that made me laugh the whole time I was there. And then, of course, you have all these buildings, and then right behind it, every now and then, you just come across an amazingly beautiful temple, just like that. So expect the unexpected. That is not where we were going. But, yeah, that's it's always interesting, isn't it? So this day we were primarily going to the Sanctuary of Truth, which I'll show you in a second. And then we also did the Pattaya floating market. But before we got there, they drove us along to show us the beach. As you can see, a very hot day, so you're going to need shade. So pretty much you're going to want to be under one of these umbrellas because you basically don't see anybody that isn't. So always an interesting sign when you see things like this. You can only imagine how hot it actually was to have to sit outside. And this was in March. So kind of almost like the end of their summer. Seasons kind of flip around from those areas to us. But yeah, beautiful beach, but you're going to need shade. So, and a very long beach. You see how sandy it is. So I can imagine on a more comfortable day just how beautiful it would be just to hang out here. But they were nice enough to drive us all the way down the beach and show it. So I will show you it in its fullest beauty as we come down here on our way to the Sanctuary of Truth. Long, long, long beach, isn't it? So you could just come here for the day and just hang out. You literally could get a taxi from that port area. If you got on the shuttle bus and got it to the front, there was a load of taxi drivers waiting there. They would bring you here. There's loads of restaurants, bars, all sorts around here. As you can see, a beautiful beach, plenty of shaded areas, nice water to go swimming in. Yeah, just to be a nice relaxing day out, I would imagine. And look, temples. Everywhere you go in Thailand and Vietnam, there are temples. I left this running because I just wanted to give you an impression of just how long this beach is. It is enormous. And as far as you can drive, you're going to see beautiful colored sand. And lots of touristy shaded areas. And you can see there's people in there, but I promise you there was plenty of spaces available. Obviously, you'd have to pay for them. I don't honestly know how much. But as far as the eye can see, nothing but beautiful sand. And I think they were getting ready for some sort of concerts up here because they had some stages set up and what have you. Some food stalls there. So we're getting ready for something. Not sure exactly what. And you can see we turned off here, but the beach just kept going. So give you an idea of what the streets look like. Mopeds everywhere, as always. And as I said, we are heading to the Sanctuary of Truth. I'm not going to spoil what it is. I'll show you when we get there. It's pretty damn impressive, if you ask me. You know, I wish we'd gone on our own. We would have had plenty of time. But, you know, you never know going into these ports, especially when you're overseas. If I went again, I would absolutely go private. Because when you see how many people were with us, that is a Sanctuary of Truth. It is a hand-carved building. This was our group. How happy was I? The day before, there was me and Julie. Now, not me and Julie. Although they did merge a couple of groups together, to be fair. So we may have ended up, even if we'd gone private, they may have put us in a big group. So they had this carving house where they had a lot of locals just making carvings, as you can see, getting ready to put up. Everybody working there. It was kind of hard to film inside because the light was not good. There was lots of bright beams of light, not natural light, man-made light, bulbs and stuff in there that kind of affected the filming a little bit, but it looks much nicer from the outside. But I can assure you, to the naked eye, it was beautiful inside. So a lot of people there fixing, prepping, making new idol calls to put into the sanctuary. And this is what it looks like close up from the outside. Pretty amazing, huh? All hand-carved, from what I'm told. A few more close-ups. Again, this is right in the heart of Pattaya. So you can see the light coming through kind of took away a little bit from the beauty of showing some of this. So I showed what I could. I took a lot of little bits of film that just didn't come out well because of the light. But it's something that they're constantly working on. There was scaffolding everywhere, all over the place, but there was plenty of areas that were untouched and just amazing to look at. And then afterwards, in the same area, Julie got to feed an elephant. You could also ride the elephant if you wanted to. Now, I'll be honest, we did another video in Koh Samui in Thailand where we went to an elephant sanctuary, and I did get the impression that the elephants were treated maybe a little bit better there. I got no proof of anything, but I see the stick in his hand, and you just get the impression that these elephants were not quite as happy as the ones we saw at Koh Samui. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But I wasn't 100% comfortable doing this, I'm not going to lie, because I'm a big animal lover. But Julie was happy. She got to feed an elephant and pet an elephant, so who am I to argue? So that was right by the Sanctuary of Truth. Last thing we did there before we moved on. Oh, one more sneaky feed. She still has some left. And then we went to the Pattaya floating market. It's a very cool area. So this tour, being the ship's tour, there's only a couple of places you get to go, and you go where they tell you. That's why we don't like doing them, but, we chose to do it. So we went to the Sanctuary of Truth, and we went to this floating market. Both really nice places. You're just stuck to their timing. So I wish we had a little bit more time here to go maybe like on a riverboat ride or something. But I did get to clean my feet with a fish, which you'll see at the end of this. But they have a lot of floating markets. We went to one the day before this in Bangkok that was very nice. So we also got to walk around this one a little bit. We found we like to get a sunset picture from everywhere we visit. So we found our sunset picture here. But this is just an example of some of the little shops. They seem to be sort of segregated. It's like all the art was in one area, and this was in one area, that was in one area. So it all seemed to be like whatever you were looking for, there'd be several shops at once selling the same thing. I didn't notice that the day before. I'm not sure if that's the same, but we definitely noticed it here. Got a few little photo opportunities, lots of food stalls in here as well. We did get to try some sticky mango rice, which was wonderful. I'll show you that in a second too. Just show you a few sites of walking around. The one in Bangkok had a lot more little boats in the water that were selling stuff than this one did, but they had a few here. Like there's one, for example, selling out the boat. But very clean, very nice. Again, I wish we'd had a little bit more time to walk around and maybe go on a little boat ride around, which you could do. But fortunately, we did not. And I will say, when we get to do the fish, if you've ever, like we just recently went to Amber Cove and got it done. And I reckon there was maybe 30 fish in the tank. Wait till you see what was in the one I put my feet in. There's some more little boats along the side here selling their wares, as it were. This is more like it. That's what a floating market to me is supposed to be. But as you can see, all sorts of different things you could buy here, from purses, suitcases, to fruit, to meats, to artwork, to everything you can buy in here. Shoes. You could spend hours walking around these. They're huge, these floating markets. And like I said, I wish we got to take a little boat ride around them, because you can typically do that. That would have been a lot of fun. You can see it from a different perspective. But pretty crowded, as you can see, and they have a band playing. We did try to sit down to eat here, but nobody seemed to want to serve us. Or maybe we just couldn't understand them. Julie's telling us we can sit there. Nope, we did not get served there. And also, if you notice, the seats are very low. There's no high seats here. So get prepared. If you have bad knees or you have trouble getting up, look how low everybody is sitting. It is not, there's no high tops here, let me put it that way. But the band was jamming. This is our sticky mango rice that we got. Very tasty it was too. This is how they prepared it for us fresh. You got to try something local when you're there, don't you? But if you don't like mangoes and you don't like rice, don't get this. But we loved it. And then they put some, whatever that is, on there. I think it costs about $1. Everything is so cheap. And this is in a tourist area. Of course, Julie gets the pink fork. And there I am, putting my feet in the fish. I want you to look and see just how many fish are in there. And if you've ever done these, look at my feet. If you ever done this in like Amber Cove or Cozumel, they are not putting that many fish in the tank. And it was also unlimited. So as long as I wanted to keep my feet in there, I could keep my feet in there. And let me tell you, it tickles for a little bit at first. Yes, it does. But your feet are so clean and smooth when you are finished. I've never felt anything like it. It was wonderful, as you can tell by my face. Because it was a bit, you're hiding the ticklishness at first, but you just get used to it. But yeah, look at that. They just literally attack you. But there's no teeth. They just sucking on you. That's put on. That's put on. And a few pictures to end it with. So that's an example of all the cable. I can't get over the wiring. It's crazy. And then some pictures of the Sanctuary of Truth again. Yeah, we had a wonderful time in Pattaya. I wish we had longer. I wish we had time to go to the beach, a bit more time at the floating market. Next time we go, we'll definitely do a private tour. This is a learning experience for us, going on these tours and seeing the port times and wondering if we could make it or not, because you don't know what the port actually looks like. But now I know we can totally do a private tour here. We'll definitely go private next time. That's one of the shops that sells temples. It's crazy, isn't it? Sticky mango rice. Yep, so that's Pattaya, floating market. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, mick@elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.